Hi guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Devi Widuri Wijayanti from Wali Songo State Islamic University, and here I want to explain about my research in my project video. So stay tuned and enjoy my video. Conventional drug delivery systems are generally administered in the form of tablets, capsules, or syrups. The system releases the drug directly, resulting in less controlled release and absorption, which can impair therapeutic effectiveness. Furthermore, conventional capsules are generally made from animal gelatin, which can raise issues regarding halal certification and potential allergies. Therefore, safer and more effective alternative materials are needed. Although drug delivery systems have been widely developed to increase the effectiveness of active drug substances, their use is not necessary for all types of drugs. Drugs with good physicochemical properties, such as being easily dissolved and absorbed by the body, are generally able to provide optimal therapeutic effect through conventional preparations. Conversely, some drug classes have limitations that reduce their therapeutic effectiveness when administered conventionally. Drugs with low solubility or difficulty dissolving in gastrointestinal fluids limit the amount of drug that can be absorbed and have a low bioavailability. Furthermore, peptide and protein-based drugs are easily degraded by digestive enzymes and gastric acid, making it difficult to achieve optimal therapeutic targets. Furthermore, some drugs, such as antibiotics and herbal remedies, have a bitter taste or unpleasant aroma, which can reduce patient comfort. One potential alternative material for development is marine polysaccharides derived from seaweed. Polysaccharides from macroalgae have unique characteristics that support their use as drug carriers. Marine polysaccharides possess mucoadhesive properties that can increase drug contact time on the mucosa and have controlled release capabilities. Furthermore, marine polysaccharides-based materials are biodegradable, biocompatible, and relatively safe for use in biological systems. Therefore, Colporacemosa seaweed has great potential because it contains polysaccharide as a capsule-forming material and secondary metabolite with potential active bacterial activity. With the addition of CMC as a thickener and glycerol as a plasticizer, it's hoped that edible capsules can be produced that meet Indonesian pharmacope standards. Edible capsules were prepared in five formulations with varying polysaccharides content ranging from 0.5 to 4.5 grams. CMC, glycerol, and distilled water were kept contents to determine the effect of polysaccharides concentration on capsule characteristics. The manufacturing process began with dissolving the polysaccharides powder in 50 ml of distilled water at 95 Celsius using a magnetic stirrer until homogeneously. 0.5 gram of CMC is added and stirred for 5 minutes, and 1 gram of glycerol is added and stirred again for 5 minutes. The resulting mixture is molded using a capsule mold, tied with a triode, and then removed from the mold. The result and this is edible capsule of formulation. Organoleptic tests were analyzed using the dose equivalence method to find the formulation closest to the standard egg capsule, with an equivalent limit of 0.5 and a p-value 0.05. The equivalent limit of 0.5 is used as an acceptable range of difference between the sample and the standards, while p 0.05 indicates that the equivalent is statistically significant. It can be seen that formula F3 is the best formulation because it is the only formulation that is equivalent to the control in color and aroma parameters and has the highest stiffness value. Based on the table, increasing two polysaccharide concentration causes the capsule weight to increase. uh, Only F1 and F3 meet the standard. F4 and F5 have a weight that exceeds the limit because the more polysaccharides added from a thicker capsule wall. For the length and diameter parameters of formulation with the PT capsule in the standard, likewise the thickest crepe show that the higher the polysaccharide concentration, the greater the thickness of the resulting capsule body and cup. However, all formulations still meet the cheese standard, which is less than 0.25 millimeters. The water content graph show an increase in water content as a polysaccharide concentration increases. The water content increases from 5.85% to 23.11% in F5. This indicates that polysaccharides have a greater water binding capacity at higher concentrations. The same trend is also seen in the disintegration time. The disintegration time increased from 10 minutes in F1 to around 35 minutes in F5. The more polysaccharides used, the denser the capsule matrix becomes, thus requiring a longer time to disintegrate. So F3 is the best capsule formula. The FTIR analysis resulting of edible capsule with varying polysaccharides concentration were used to identify functional group and confirm the presence of sulfate polysaccharides from Calvara semosa in the capsule formulations. Based on the FTIR spectrum, OH, CH, S double bond O, COS, and CO group were identified. The presence of the S double bond O group in the range and the COS group in the range confirmed that sulfate polysaccharides were still present in the resulting capsule. Furthermore, a shift in wave number is observed as the polysaccharide concentration increases. The higher the polysaccharide concentration, the greater the number of available OH groups. Consequently, the interaction between the polysaccharides can through hydrogen bonding become more intense, resulting in a desert matrix. This change in the bonding environment is what causes the shift in the FDRR peak. Based on the inhibition zone graph, it can be seen that the higher the concentration of Calvara semosa extract, the larger the diameter of the inhibition zone produced. The negative control did not produce an inhibition zone, while the positive control produced an inhibition zone of 14.53 millimeters and concentration of 1% and 2%, the antibacterial activity was still relatively weak. However, at concentration of 3, 4, and 5%, the activity increased to the moderate category with inhibition zones. The Kruskal Wallis test results show a p-value of 0.005, which means there was a significant difference between treatments. Thus, it can be concluded that increasing the concentration of Calvara semosa extract can increase antibacterial activity against Staphylococcus aureus. The conclusion is formula F3 with 2.5 gram polysaccharides is the best formulation. The organoleptic equivalent to control, color and aroma, water content 40.64% in standard, disintegration time 21 minutes in standard, and addition extra colparacemosa give activity antibacterial to Staphylococcus aureus category currently on concentration 3 until 5%, increase along concentration extra.